Well, welcome back to the Australian Ultimate Championships for 2022. Ahead of this women's match between Factory and the Sugar Magnolias, ladies, off you go and flip for us.
You call it in.
1, 2, 3.
Odds. Oh, booyah.
Perfect.
We'll start on defense, please.
We will start up this end.
Cool.
Laura Emerson, one of the captains of this Factory team. You're here. What are the expectations for the tournament?
Oh, the tournament. Well, coming in, we've said that we can win every single game, but we also have the potential to lose every single game. The competition is really tough this year, and it's really nice to see a full women's division, which I don't think we've seen before, definitely not while I've been playing. So, yeah, taking every game very seriously, but also confident in what we can do.
And what is the keys for this game for Factory, do you think?
Win. Nah. Yeah, I mean, Sugar Mags, they're a really good team. They really understand one another. And so I suppose just trying to put some pressure on that, even though that'll be a hard ask because they trust each other so much, that'll probably be what we're trying to do, is just slowly build pressure across the game. All
right, thank you very much for your time. Good luck for the match. I'm going to talk to Leanne King, one of the captains of the Sugar Magnolias, one of the oldest women's clubs in Australia, Leanne.
I think we might be the oldest. Next year we're celebrating 20 years. So, very exciting.
And a little bit of a reunion tour, some of the older Sugar Mags from in the early 2000s coming back to play again.
Yeah, we've got Liz Dodd popping up, or she's Liz Latrobe now. Hard to keep track of people when they get married and have families, and yeah, no, but she's a very experienced player.
And for you and the Sugar Magnolias, what's going to be the key here in this game?
We've been trying to focus on playing really hard defence and really smart defence as a team, so we're going to try to continue doing that and putting pressure on as well, and just trying to build an offence through making some clean connections and making the right decisions.
All right, thank you very much for your time. Good luck for the match. We're going to go to a quick video and then we'll be back with your commentators for this game.
What is spirit of the game?
It's knowing the rules and when they apply.
It's avoiding body contact wherever possible.
It's keeping a positive attitude and enjoying the sport.
It's being fair-minded even when the game is on the line.
It's communicating respectfully with your opponent.
And welcome to third game of the day, the Australian Ultimate Championships, Day 4, coming to you on Kayo Freebies. The first day of the Division 1 Championships, coming to you live from Nelson Bay. Simon Talbot here with Yvette Nguyen, looking to see Factory take on Sugar Magnolias. What are you looking forward to here, Yvette?
Oh, well, firstly, I'm noticing the brand new kits from both teams. They're looking quite fresh.
Very shiny and unwashed.
Yeah.
And let's take a quick look at the teams now, see how they line up.
Bit of a boogie.
Okay, Factory Flash playing out of Canberra. Players to watch here, they've got a lot of strong throwers, but we're going to keep our eyes today on number 3, their captain Laura Emerson, who we just met during the disc flip. Also, number 54, Liz Eadie, seasoned veteran of the team, who really controls the tempo of the offense. And we'll take a look at the Sugar Mags list as well.
The Sugar Magnolias coming out of Newcastle, their home territory. So we have Daniela Adams, a great receiver and great on D. So watch out for her. Leanne King, she'll be one of their main throwers, and she's also the founding member of Sugar Magnolias. And number 18, Whitney Doolan, also great on D.
Should be a fairly exciting team. This team, obviously, regional rivals, playing reasonably close as you can get in Australian Ultimate to each other, but a lot of Each team's definitely got a couple of scalps over the other in their history. And both teams having a fair bit of player turnover as well this year, so you line up
feature
there.
from Sundar.
And so we're going to be seeing Sugar Magnolias there starting on offense to the right of screen. They'll be throwing towards the left for the first point. Weather is quite nice and warm. Goes against all the forecasts we've heard.
Yeah.
And no wind to speak of. There's been a little breeze going from bottom to top of screen that you'll see push some of the floatier throws will get pushed towards the top of screen, maybe out of bounds. As we hear the siren to indicate the start of the time for this game. So you see teams just giving their last minute charges. We can see Julia Birchill there. Factory, one of their stronger throws, will be sending this pull up to get them into action. Hands up, and we're underway. Goes for the roller pull, tries to get a bit of distance and looking to pin them on the sideline earlier. Wouldn't be surprised to see a zone defense here. And so Sugar Magnolias will take it from the sideline with Gina Hill.
It's looking pretty zony to me.
To bring it in. And really creating those numbers around the desk, making it difficult to get the throws to this high side. But they get a couple of quick ones to work it over. Ewan, Hill and Dodd just working it quickly between them. Lots of little short, sharp passes to keep the defense moving. Not many gaps opening up though. Going to try and work it to this low side of the field where they've got numbers. That's a bit out of the reach. Out of the reach of Dodd, and a fantastic run through D there by Debman. So that's where we're probably going to see that's where we're going to see that defensive pressure on those lateral throws. So Birchall just tapped the disc into play about 35 from goal. Puts a nice floaty one up to Jess Lowry, but can't get a secure hand on it. And they'll reset that zone. And Magnolias have numbers on that high side.
Goes
Big
up.
shot's gone up, looking for Nicole Ward, who comes in, takes it cleanly to Hill. About 10 from goal. We've got numbers working it across. Ward getting involved again. We've got options over the top. It's probably too risky to take those kind of shots at this early stage. Hill, centre field, about 10 from goal. And there we go. First strike goes to the Newcastle team. And so I bet we've seen a zone matchup there. So what's the defense trying to get the offense to do with that defensive setup?
So I guess as opposed to a match setup where it's you and your player one-on-one. Your zone defense usually is more focused on covering a space. So as we saw in that last point, they had 4 players around the disc forming a bit of a circle, also known as a cup, and 2 players out wide on the wings, and a player deep. So they're aiming to corral the throws into a certain corner. I'm assuming possibly to make them break against the wind.
Yeah.
And holding that zone, not necessarily looking for a block, but looking to force a turnover.
Yeah. We saw them get one as they tried to do it. Surprising to see him throw a zone early, but well, let's see what Sugar Magnolias do in defense. So Leanne King, her hand up, ready to pull. Keeps this one inbounds, nice and floaty. Gives the defense time to get down there and set up and land virtually on the brick mark. So Lister Hoog will pick it up. 20 in from their own goal. Lim. They've got a bit of a different zone look, Sugar Max. We'll talk a bit about that later. And they've gone over the top. Probably too risky a throw that time. As the disc rolls towards the commentary. So Gina Hill's going to start play for Sugar Magnolias. Straight away looking to get it to that high side. Sanders continues across to King. A couple of options coming towards her in the middle, but well covered by Factory. Puts the floaty throw out to Kiara Black. Tries to go for the up the line one, just doesn't put enough on it. So Factory will get another go at offense. Appel. DeHood. So it's Emerson up the top there. Puts the big long shot up. Couple of numbers underneath it. It's just floated over the top of Nothard there. Not a bad look. If the defender's all up close around the disc, it's good to take those early shots over the top, isn't it?
Yeah.
Forces really sends the message to defence. You're going to have to cover the whole field here. We can't just crowd our throwers. So King to start play. Sinclair. Not much coming towards her. Heads backwards to King. Hill. All the cutters off screen at the moment. They're all got it far up field, so they're just going to have to work among the three handlers at the back. Hill's found space on this near side. All the cutters still heading away from the throwers at the moment. And there we go. Hill winds up. Looking to get long to Sinclair, who gets down on her knees. She's got her fingers underneath it, right on the goal line here now. Puts it out, and Kiara Black to get the Sugar Magnolias' second goal.
That is a great pickup.
That looks gone. That looked all gone.
Yeah. She must have slid.
Yeah.
Get the fingies underneath.
Sinclair was definitely the intended receiver, but it looked to just have too much heat on it.
Yeah.
And so we see Hill there. Yeah, all the cutters were heading deep. Obviously, Hill is a strong thrower, so she had plenty of time to wind that up. And so Emerson there was trying to do a bit of work. And
very good.
I think Emerson thought it was just going to hit the ground. I'm not sure she heard Sinclair coming, and then.
And the composure to throw the goal as well. It's quite easy to catch an incredible grab outside the end zone and then get it out ASAP.
Yeah, the heart rate's up.
Yeah,
close to a goal.
Yeah.
So Sugar Magnolias with the first 2 goals to start this game, stamping their ascendancy early, and they set the pull up. Only going to make it about halfway, but it's got time to set the defense. Birchall. Edie. Deadman. His zone's got them trying to trap them on this sideline here, so they're really trying to have to make them work either laterally or forward, not allowing them to use the center of the field. Birchall and Edie happy just to work it between them, just to keep resetting that stall count. Give them time to give their cutters time to reset.
It looks like they've converted to match here now.
Yeah. Schmidt now taking advantage, getting some up the line gainers. Sugar Mags are wise to those upfield cuts. And
fingertips, it goes up.
Edie's gone to Birchall, but it's floated over the top.
The scraps. Why pay for the whole meal when you can eat the scraps?
Sugar Magnolias has paid all their attention to Birchall there, and why wouldn't you? Like, with the player of Birchall's calibre, you're more worried about her getting the easy grab than. But then it was good by her factory teammates, just sliding around the back there. So we see this again, just happy to take those incremental movements up the line.
Yeah, over the top.
You see just good awareness by Lowry there at the back who got the goal to see, hey, that's going up a bit. I'm a chance here. Good shot by Edie. Like, maybe just put a little bit too much height on it.
Yeah. Probably catching on it and sending it to the left side a little bit.
Yeah. So do we think they'll still run with his zone defense again a bit? Given Factory's now pulling to Sugar Mags to start this point.
I'd probably like to see a little more match. It's not looking that windy, and so those kind of bigger shots and over the top throws are more likely to come off.
Yeah. So Paul's gone very much over that. So I think it landed out, did it? But yeah, they've deliberately getting the pulls to land or roll out, so they start the defense with the offense pinned up against the sideline, which is, I mean, it's risky. You're giving up a lot of
yardage,
a shorter distance towards the goal, but you're narrowing the amount of space the throwers and the cutters have got to work with. But King with the break throw straight out to Sanders, to Hill. Finds Thompson.
Some great flow.
Yet Singer. Taking her full measure. Not afraid to rush herself. King, great grab. Continues out to that high side.
Great option.
That's Nicole Ward with another goal. So that's going to be the way to beat this this sort of a hybrid defensive setup. They're always going to work their way through that, aren't they?
Yeah.
So that shot again. Didn't have much of a window to shoot through. She had a defender on the left, defender on the right.
Yeah, but found the gap.
Yeah.
There you go.
So 3-1 the score now. Still very early days. We're just over 10 minutes in. There's 100 minutes allocated to the game. So it's first of 15 goals. Well, if we hit that 100-minute mark, that target will get reduced. At the rate we're going, a point every 2.5 minutes or so, we could be over before we know it.
Yeah.
Well, it's great conditions for Ultimate. We're seeing lots of big throws, lots of hard running.
Yeah. Hopefully keeps up for the rest of the weekend, but the forecast is not looking too sunny.
Birchall catches the pull. We can hear it. We can hear the Sugar Mags counting the passes. We'll talk about that in a moment. Yeah, what the significance of that is. Air and Birchall just working together. They're being given these little short ones on this side. So Factory are happy to take them and just progress closer to the end zone. Yeah, doesn't have a lot of options. Has to just send it.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just
A difficult inside shot.
yeah, Danielle Adams with the block there. McCarthy wanted to send that one early. Latrobe.
Way to hold on to that one.
Adams getting involved again. A couple of throws heading away from her. She goes a low inside shot, but I think it was Elizabeth Sinclair there. Wasn't quite ready for that one. Sorry, Sarah Lang there, not ready for that one. And Factory will get another possession. This time having to go the full 64 to goal. So Birchall taking her time. They've just gone to a standard one-on-one, 1v1 match defensive setup. Edie finding space for the leading pass. Yeah, the foot just in bounds. She'd want to look probably centre field now. Birchall. Yeah, sorry, Edie. Schmidt. Magnificent low release. Great throwing form on Liz Edie. If you want to become a really good thrower, be pay to watch her. Lowry finds Birchall now. Birchall sends it up over the top.
Beautiful. Walks it in.
And Kirsten Eyre just tries that one in easy as you like. So what we heard early on is Sugar Magnolias were running that zone setup, but they were counting out loud every pass Factory made. Why would they be doing that?
So one of the strategies on defense is to combine both a zone and a match. Usually the counting, they'll have a set number of throws that they want the offense to throw before they transition.
Yeah. So it felt like it was about a 5 or 6 count. So the idea was let them go comfortable with the idea of lateral movement against the zone before going to match and trying to unsettle them, make their change their throwing patterns. But
switch it up on them.
Yeah. But smart players like Liz Edie, she'll be across that switch and she'll be ready. Maureen Schmidt and Kirsten there as well. They're ready to take advantage of that switch happening and find open space while they're trying to rearrange their defense. Maddie Stuve with the pull now for Factory. King for Newcastle. Again, cutters heading away from Jana Hill. They've isolated one cutter out, Sarah Lang there, but they find Thompson. Sanders. It's everything running through Jana Hill at the moment. Takes 2 grabs of that one. She's again got cutters heading deep. But Maddie Stuves over that one. Just not enough on that throw, and she's caught that and dropped it, which once upon a time it used to be a turnover, because if she hadn't knocked it to the ground, any other player could pick it up. But because she caught it and dropped it, it's still going to be her disc, but she needs to be the one to pick it up and play it. She can't just let, you know, another teammate get it. So you hear Steve Baker, the game advisor, coming in for that clarification.
Well, if you consider it's a catch and then a drop, then it's a turn. If you consider that it was not actually wasn't actually a catch, depending on how close it was. You had your back to me, so I couldn't see.
Yeah. I would say that I don't think there was a clear possession. So if you guys are saying there was a clear possession and a drop, then I would contest that. But that's my perspective.
Yeah, I think I don't know, I definitely fumbled it a bit. So I don't,
What do you want to do, Courtney? Did you see it?
Is anyone making a quick call?
Yeah, can we go to... Are you able to make a decision?
No.
Okay, I'll withdraw the call.
Okay.
So should I stay with the disc or no?
No, I think we're just going to have a stoppage so that, because everyone was like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
So maybe if you two come back here, and then if you tap it in, and then we can all move.
So who has possession now?
Yeah, so they're saying that just the turnover's going to remain. They're just going to assume play as if it was a defensive block. So, of course, teams disagreeing that to what they think is the fairest outcome. And a big high throw there, and Courtney Thompson getting involved there, sent herself into the contest, and yep, clean play, going to stand. Everyone stood around thinking maybe there'll be a call here. Hill sent it out wide. Who's she looking for? Who's she found?
Amazing.
That is Isabel Marshall getting involved. Her first touch of the game is a goal. And what a way to get involved.
Yeah.
Marshall, one of the new faces here on the Sugar Magnolias event.
Yeah, her first Div 1 Nationals.
So we see, I think King got a finger on that throw from Dahoub, which sent it up in the air, but Thompson came down with it, and yeah, that throw to Hill, she just instantly looked to that high side, and you see the point.
All on her own.
The point by Isabel Marshall saying, well, if you throw it out there, I get it.
Yeah.
Great trust by Gian Hill to go, right, if that's what you want, this is what you're getting.
That's what you get, yep.
You better catch it.
You've asked for it.
So 2-4, Sugar Magnolias hold this for now a 2-goal lead, but with Factory on offense, they've got the chance to bring it back to a 1-goal lead. So still hold a slight advantage here. She said second whistle going up, indicating that offense need to have their hands ready. Their hand up and ready to play.
Great floaty pull.
Fantastic pull. Factory take a couple of passes to get it up. Devon's been left on her own, so Eth just drifts the disc out to her. Schmidt, she's tried to sort of change direction and only got one hand out to it, so there's a big opportunity for Sugar Max to take a big lead here. Daisy Ewan pick up the disc. You can't quite see them off the screen, but they're spread across the field horizontally, all of the Newcastle Cutters, and that's Singer now. Plenty of activity happening around her, but she waits. Floaty.
Great
forehand
read.
three. Continues it out that way, but had to steady herself there.
Yeah, a nice floaty one. They seem to be a fan of. Up in the end zone. Receiver will come down with it.
Yep, you knew the defender was coming in. That was Sinclair there with Ella Malone, the thrower.
So that's a timeout called.
Yeah, not surprised to see a timeout called by Factory. It's their typically obviously teams have a couple of timeouts to use during the game. And the coaching staff for Factory would have been on top of that. They would have thought we need to just pause.
Take a breath.
Yeah. What do you think? If you're the coach out there, Yvette, what would you be telling Factory now? I think it's just remaining calm. I think they're just making too many assumptions about their offense at the moment. They're only giving the disc away through just overthrows, things like that. So it might
Maybe
be
unforced errors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take a second. Play how they play at training, how they've played in regional tournaments. yeah, often teams can get quite hyped up for some throws they're not used to.
Yeah.
Bit of fun.
Yeah.
But play the way you're playing.
And Sugar Magnolias, well, obviously they don't need to change what they're doing. They're just taking the game head on. And
yeah.
Exactly right. Ticking up to 20 minutes. We're still running at about that sort of 2.5, 3 minutes per goal, so it's still going at a pretty decent old pace. We're going to throw down to what did you hear from them?
Well, really interesting sign. Factory really slow to break their huddle. The leadership group talked the entire time there in the timeout. Spent no time with the team. The team kind of left to their own devices there. They kind of internally decided that they needed to lift. Once the leadership rejoined the team, the instruction was tighter match defense.
Absolutely. Yeah. They're just letting those key throwers like Hill and Ewan just throw to either side of the field. Really, they're not really clamping down any pressure on the thrower.
Yeah.
I mean, Sugar Magnolias is so comfortable with that lateral defense, lateral movement of the disc. If you can just try and counteract some of that, force them to do something else, that's where you can get them outside their comfort zone. So Liz Eady catches the ball, Birchall. Schmidt. Got Debin looking long. There's Eady, who now heads to Debin. Field players. And there was Factory. We'll discuss that in a moment. Happy just to work it among themselves for now, just the main throwers. That's Birchall. Finds Marceau. Good patience shown there by Marceau to find Birchall. Eady.
Definitely taking their time, sizing up the options that they have.
Cuts are really slowed down. They're really just disciplined enough to go one at a time, one on each side of this, one to the high side, one to the low side. Provide the throwers with both looks. Eady has nowhere to go backwards. Can only throw forwards now. Birchall sends it up the line looking for air, but yeah, I think Air looked backwards. That throw went up. Was that to me? Because that seems to be.
Sometimes you turn around, expect someone there. Nah, it's for me.
Great disciplined offensive movement there by Factory, but you can see Sugar Mags have a different offensive formation spreading out across the field to give their throwers room out the back as we see a strip called there.
Oh, it's your hand. Not my hand. You think it's my hand? Yeah. Okay, fair enough. I think that's it.
Yeah. It's a good chat there. Larry said, look, you've just bumped into me as I moved, but King was saying it was actually like your arm I got, not your leg. And so Larry happy to accept that. So it'll start with a stall 0 count. And there we go. Eady looking to pick it up and move it quickly. Yeah, likes those casual one-handed catches. Makes me stressed out as a coach, but he's comfortable. Birchall has a look at the low slide where all the numbers are. But the Mags have that all covered.
The downfield stacking quite far.
Deadman, lots of traffic in that corner, so heads to the far side where all their numbers are. Birchall, she's got two options. It heads for the shorter one at Deadman.
That's great patience, working it around until something's 100%.
Yeah, so Sugar Magnolias defense, they're really trying to tie up all the space in that high side of the field a bit. So offensively, what are Factory looking to do to get themselves out of that or counteract that?
Ideally getting it to the break side as much as possible, either by breaking the mark.
Or even going backwards, like they're happy to lose ground. They don't mind passing backwards a couple of passes if it opens up the space on the camera side.
Yeah. Opening that backward pass for a massive swing hard to the break side.
And yeah, we talked about we'll wait for the next offensive point to really check it out. But they set their cutters up downfield and had just 4 players just working. It's almost turning into a little 4-on-4 game to advance it up the field. And then we'll see the different formation that Sugar Magnolias like is what's called the horizontal stack, where they have their cutter spread across the field. What's the advantage of that formation?
Usually provides a little more space for the cutters to move up and down in a column of the field, and a lot more communication with each other to work potentially as pairs.
Yeah. Ewan, she's sat that one out looking for Thompson. Thompson's got, but DeHoog reads it better, gets underneath it.
That's that tied defense they were discussing.
Yeah. Definitely a lot more pressure on that throw there. Big
Sends it.
Shot up looking for Lorna Barr, who...
A little too much juice on that one.
Had some work to do to get to it, but Ewan was all across it as well. But that, not a bad shot to take. That was Rosa Wang who sent that one up. Again, challenging Newcastle to defend the whole field, and great defensive block there from Notha. Just got enough in there. Just poked the hand in, knocked it away. DeHoog looks to the high side, puts a bit of weight on it. That's a couple of goes at it. Good effort there by Notha, but tricky to throw those with the wind blowing in that direction as well.
Yeah.
Ewan sends a long one up, this time finding Thompson, but Thompson's gone straight through her fingers. DeHoog picks it up, moves it quickly. None of the numbers are downfield. making Notha have to really earn it today.
Both teams looking a little frantic at the moment.
Really almost trying to play for territory at this point. Just Let's get it
closer to our end zone and get it a quick D.
This time they're going the shorter option. McCarthy had spent it before she earned it. She was already looking upfield before the catch was secured, and prime opportunity now for Factory to get one back. And this time they hit that high side. That's Kira Bobbin this time with her first goal. Yeah, so sometimes when you just want to play for territory, you've got it deep towards your own end zone. You just take that high percentage shot to get it out of there, don't you?
Yeah. That long one ended up putting them in a great position, and that quick D put them on the end zone line.
Lila Rappel with that nice steady backhand. Yeah, they're always going to try and attack. Like whenever Factory are throwing from left to right, they're going to try and attack that top right corner of the end zone, just because the throws kind of go against the wind in a way, so sit up a bit longer. So 4-5 now. Factory have got that little defensive run they've been working for. They've got definitely got the momentum at the moment, but we do know the Sugar Mags can steal it back just on a dime. So keeps the pull low and flat and close to the sideline. This is fantastic pulling.
That is an ideal pull for a zone. It's looking like match.
Every cutter again has gone away from Gina Hill, but Adams finds space for a nice little gainer. Ward.
Oh, she's gone, but she's not looking. A great run through.
Good read of the play by Marine Schmidt there. And Birchall puts it up.
Goes up.
For the one-on-one. And she's done it, and that's a quick turnaround of the game. Couple of quick ones to Factory. Good defensive pressure there. They knew that Sugar Magnolias really like those lateral passes, and they'll move it quickly without, sort of almost as the default move. They'll really look quickly, and you saw Schmidt, hopefully we get a replay of that. She saw it probably 2 passes away, that next pass is going to go up. So if I take off now, I'm a shot at this. So we're coming up to halfway point of this game. There's another timeout's been called. You can see she's got heads over the shoulder, and starts early. Yeah. Just knew it was going to come. And it was just, you can see Latrobe winced there as she realised it was going straight into the defender. Straight into the defender, going, what have you done to me? And a fantastic backup to cut long, catch the goal there as well.
Great conversion on that turn.
So this time, Sugar Magnolias with the timeout call again, because again you've given up a couple of points to defense. You call the timeout just to steed himself.
We've got a fresh and upcoming Newcastle player.
Might be a couple of years before we see them on the field, but
Yeah, we'll start them with is there an under 10s?
It's a pretty even game so far of it. We've seen both teams have a little bit of a run.
Yeah.
And no one really seems to have the major momentum at the moment, but Daniel Clinton was down eavesdropping on the Sugar Mags timeout, so we're going to go to him to see what he has.
Thanks, Simon. Just listening in on the Sugar Mags huddle there. Leanne King leading the way, asking for more from the sideline. It's okay to have a break, but then come back to the game, lend your energy from the sideline. And also talking about strategy and tactics, looking at their forced middle and trying to make some adjustments there.
Okay. So a forced middle, can you explain the basics of that? Because it's a tactic even a lot of league players or sort of social level players in Australia might not be aware of.
Yeah, so normally with a match-on-match defense or even in a zone, you're typically forcing one way or another, whether that's towards away from the camera, towards the camera. To force middle, you're ideally wanting them to force essentially to throw towards the middle of the field. And then that way they can kind of clog that middle area, hopefully force them to turn.
Yeah, stack all your defensive pressure in the
center
corridor. Marshall back to King. McCarthy finding space. Sugar Mags, they do a lot to open up a lot of space in the middle of the field just for these one-on-one, just foot races to get to the disc. Lang upfield to King. He's under a lot of defensive heat there, but he's calm as you like. Has got a lot of options, just going to have to go forward, and Marshall's there to bail her out. King really wants to hit this low side because that's where Sugar Magnolias have the numbers, but instead McCarthy says, I'm going to take the top side.
Just in a little corner.
Put it out for me and I'll do the rest.
Surrounded by a couple of defenders, but nips it in the corner.
Would have been a number of high stall count throws there.
Yeah.
Sitting on the disc for a long time, so credit to Factory for putting the pressure on downfield to take away any easy options once they got close to the end zone. But again, yeah, they can be putting, as you say, perfectly weighted throw, just not enough time for, I think it was Bobbin there, the second Factory defender, to peel off her player.
Yeah.
McCarthy giving a bit of a waggle, letting everyone back home know that
we've scored, we've done it.
Yep, she's on the score sheet. So 6-5 to Sugar Magnolias, with Factory to receive this pull and start on offense.
It seems they've used their timeouts well to kind of reset, check in, reset kind of how they're playing.
Yeah. Of course, games at Nationals Championships tend to go much longer than lead-up tournaments. Lead-up tournaments typically play to 80 minutes, thereabouts, so teams will generally take as much time as they can between points and use timeouts just to make sure their energy is going to last the whole time. Yeah, to Edie. Zone defense here from Magnolias. But Edie and Air are going to be very comfortable with this. Lots of little short give and goes, and I find they keep persisting with this. They'll find some space eventually. But
Sugar Mags trying to get in on those crashes, but
yeah, just trying to work them to that high side. But Edie,
hammer goes up.
Hammer shot over the top to Schmidt. It was just positioned knowing that that throw was up. You can see Sugar Magnolias have all their numbers around the disc, so it's going to, if they can, Factory can break through. They've definitely got numbers on this. On this bottom left of screen is where they want to be attacking, but obviously difficult to get there. A nice little over-the-top shot to Schmidt. And there we go. They finally find that throw to Happ.
There it is.
Fires into Lowry.
Great, great containment. But yeah, Factory able to just be patient until the gap opens, and there you go.
Getting it over the top, like it's a risky option because obviously the more time the disc spends in the air, the longer the defense have to catch up. But the advantage of the hammer is it goes quite direct.
Yeah.
You don't really have a lot of time to react to it. We saw that. That was the big game. That was the one that attacked them, and you can see the number 23, Gina Hill, the deep defender there, had to cover 2 players in 25 metres of space, which you just can't do. So thought I'll close the furthest one away and hope that a teammate's there to back me up, but no one was ready, unfortunately. So 6-all. With the first team to get to 8 goals will lead us into the half break.
Not hearing too much of the requested sideline.
Yeah, a lot of communication required from the sideline to play those zone defences to let players know what's happening. We definitely hear plenty out of the factory sideline players. King, McCarthy to Black, continues across looking for Sarah Lang, but a bit too much spice on that one. And Factory will have possession of the disc. About 45 from goal, so captain Laura Emerson. They've got 2 handlers back and 5 set up across the field. This is going to be difficult to work with, so she just picks it up, sends it, hopes for the best. And that's a great grab there by Samara Nothard. Appel looks to the centre of the end zone, puts it out, floats it out, sits it out, and bobbing with her second goal.
Pinpoint.
That was interesting. I don't know, like, is that offensive? I don't think that's what they actually meant to do, had that 2 back and 5 across, but because it's...
I was going to say potentially a split stack.
Potentially, but usually you have another handler back for that lateral pass, but just, I don't think, I mean, I might be
Maybe
correct.
this was the prescribed play.
Maybe, I might be correct to lay. Like, it felt like Emerson just, it felt like a bailout throw. But hey, great catch by
Hits the deck, but...
Sorry, that was Marshall having to go for it, but... Yeah, Factory really started to put pressure on those throws that go to the high side now. I think they've worked out that that's what the key look is, so... Not many options towards it.
Great run through.
Good read of the play there. That was just good defensive pressure downfield, helping generate that turn. Hill really wants that high side of the field, just wants the one throw goal. Not much heading her way for it. Thompson gathers that inside shot, then sends it up the field. 1, 2, 3 goes at it.
On the ground, but it's in her hands.
Called a goal.
Oh, a bit of pizzazz.
Marshall causing a bit of stress for her teammates there.
Yeah.
Of course, once she secured it, where her first contact with the ground is, so it doesn't matter if she hits the knees first, then out of bounds. It's control the disc, first contact with the ground, Golski. So Sugar Magnolias have shown their hand a bit and really wanting to work it to that high side of the field there. Factory mostly covering it, but as you said, that run through there, that was the only option left for the Factory throwers to try and get that short one. I think it was there that had to float it out and just hope that Hap could get to it. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4.
There it is.
Did well to keep that elbow up as
Yeah.
well, just to be absolutely certain that she's in bounds.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. The disc does not touch the floor. It's in the air, I promise.
Good spirit by Jess Lowry as well behind her, just to say, yep, well done, good effort, that's a goal.
Yeah.
Well earned. So Magnolias with a chance to go into the half break.
A galaxy point, if you will.
Yep, Steve. Emerson.
So it looks like we're seeing that zone again from Sugar Magnolias.
Northart, great throw through the middle, finds Wang. Steve, plenty of gaps in the zone here. They're working it all the way through. Wang and Lim working together. Steve to Hoog, nice little 1-2. And there we go, the big around loopy backhand into the lap. Evelyn Lim there for the goal.
For the half.
That's 8-7.
To Factory.
So it looked like, early on it looked like Sugar Magnolias had control of the game, but then Factory got a couple back, and now they've maintained control of the game to take that advantage into half. So it's been a very interesting tactical battle. We've seen a lot of different offense, a lot of different defense. And we're about 40 minutes in the game, so it's going at a decent old pace. We'll look to get pretty high scoring game, I think, in the end here.
Yeah.
We're going to head down to Daniel Clinton, who's got one of the Factory players for a quick chat. Who have you got with you, Daniel?
Yeah, I'm here with Rosa Wang. Rosa, a big fight back there for Factory. You were down. Sugar Mags were up. What sparked that?
What sparked us being down?
They were like, you coming back.
Okay, let me think. So I think we knew that they were going to be strong, and we sort of knew how they were going to play because our coaches had done a bit of scouting. But they were just really clean with their working it through the middle. And so I think we had to really think about how to stop that, which was changing the force to stop the arounds, because they were just so comfortable centering it around and resetting the stall count. Yeah.
Okay, so now for the second half, how do you win this game?
Secret.
A secret. All right, thank you, Rosa. Thank you very much for your time. We'll go back to you, Simon.
Thank you, Daniel. Plenty of energy in the Factory huddle now. They're up and about. They're up by a goal. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with the second half soon.
Well, at halftime, Beck, you managed to listen in a little bit on the Sugar Magnolias huddle.
Sure did. So they're really, really positive, really upbeat with how they're going. The message was to continue just trying different defensive strategies, to also not get too scared of being forced down the middle all the time, to really just keep working it around and give themselves some bigger buffers. So it was a really positive message. They're really stoked with how they're doing and the energy that's out there.
Brilliant. We'll head back to Simon Talbot, your commentators.
Thank you. Simon Talbot here with Yvette Nguyen for the second half. The Australian Ultimate Championships, Day 4, Division 1. Women's pool play from Nelson Bay. Exclusive in Australia to Kayo Freebies and on ultivids.com for our international viewers. Edie for Factory with the disc now. Takes a long time with their count. Again, they've just got 3 handlers working back, make a little game of 3-on-3 with all the other cutters working downfield for the long throws. Not many cuts happening towards the end zone, so expect a few more short throws here. Just got her eyes on Edie. Finds Birchall.
A lot of the other lines here happy to sit on that sideline.
Yeah. It requires absolute precision throwing. You don't have a lot of margin for error. Edie takes a long time, ends up with a high stall count, just has to send it.
But it works out.
Landed in the lap of Jessica Needle, just parked at the back there.
A lot of defensive players focusing on that sideline and just a cheeky over the top.
Pretty sure that's her first touch for the game as well. Not a bad way to get involved. Just,
score a goal.
Yeah, so Daniel, you were down listening to the factory huddle at halftime.
Well, I was actually just going to mention that one of the great things about our game is the self-officiated nature. Spirit of the game is possibly the most important thing. And at halftime, we saw the 2 Spirit captains from both teams come together. They discussed some things. Both teams really happy with the spirit of the game currently and how the game's being played and in what spirit it is being approached. The only resolution was that maybe speed up the calls a little bit so the game flows a bit smoother.
Yeah. So each team, as well as having their main captains, Yvette, they've got a spirit captain. What do they hold primary responsibility for?
So your spirit captains are involved are responsible for the team's spirit. Spirit involving the 5 categories: rules, knowledge and use, fouls and body contact, communication, positive attitude and self-control, and fair-mindedness. Are the key points of spirit, and making sure that your team's on top of it, making sure that it's a competitive but also a really great spirited game and it's a good time for everybody, and checking in with the other team to see if there's anything you guys can improve.
Sanders with the big loopy long throw. It's landed in the lap of Lang. 5 minutes from goal, back to Sanders. Has a couple look. Leanne King goes up the line, but she finds Latrobe there, who has one look at this low side. Back to the high side. She's put it too high. And Stu says thank you for that one. And she puts a floaty throw out. Wang's got a bit of work to do, but runs it down.
A bit of time here for both teams to set up.
DeHoog. Lim. Up the line to Bobbin. Good field awareness. Keeps it in bounds. Goes back to Lim. And sends a nice little
dishy. Easy.
That was a great throw. I thought she was going to attack that high side, but she's just put a bullet through the gap there.
Yeah.
You really see Leanne Kingbottom left their hands on her hip there.
Yeah.
How come I didn't see that one?
Had a bit of a squat for the catch, but we got there.
Yeah, so great start to this second half by Factory, getting the first two. Magnolias looking for answers there. Magnolias' offense is still really good, but the defensive pressure from Factory's fans just another what we could see. Just everyone will see there. She's had a good look. All the fans has turned up. Look at this. She's gone back.
Have a sit. You burned it. Yeah, it looks like Factory's ramped up the intensity. Sugar Mags potentially to do the same.
Yeah, we know. We've seen Sugar Mags get a couple of blocks, so we know defensively they are capable. It's just about the work you've got to do beforehand to create those opportunities. You can't just sit back and wait for the offense to stuff it up. You've just got to put enough pressure on the cutters and the receivers and the handlers that eventually something breaks.
Disc rolling just out of the hands.
Ewan to Hill.
Cutters nowhere to be seen.
Nowhere to be seen. They've created this little 4-on-4 matchup back here. Similar kind of offense to set up to Factory. McCarthy goes to the wind-up, instead finds Hill. Hill's got Nicole Ward all on her own in the end zone about 40 metres away. But look, it's still just going to work it short. McCarthy has a couple of goals at it. Ward, who's come back to get it under now.
Working hard for those grabs.
Putting her through it. McCarthy. Hill with that lateral 45-degree pass. We've seen her do so many times today to Black and then gets it back. She's looks up, points up a couple of times. McCarthy with an easier catch that time.
Oh.
Put it too much angle on it. Jess Lowry, who's been getting involved a fair bit this game, she's swatted that one away, and another look at offense. So Liz Eadie to pick it up. Her cutters are all, this is trust in your throw. They're all set up about 20 metres away from her.
Yeah.
But it gives them gives the cutter plenty of space at the front of the stack as well, with no defence, and a huge throws going up, looking for Lowry, but
great.
Black's just run that one down as if it was to her the entire time. Ewan finds Ward. Ward just making eye contact with Hill, but I think Hill just got in too close there and made that throw a bit too difficult. So
a slight breeze picking up, heading towards the left side of the camera.
Birchall wants to get it to this left side of the end zone.
She's looking for the corner.
Yeah,
there it is.
The other corner.
And she's got it.
Yeah, great grab there by Kirsten Eyre. Birchall just calm and casual as you like.
Yeah.
Like with a,
knows what she wants.
So many players will be absolutely stoked with a throw like that, but it's just it's
regular Thursday.
It's just a training warm-up, those kind of throws for Birchall. As you see that shot there, it was a great-looking shot. Good to put that angle on it to looking for Kiara Black, but just not enough width on it. So
Kirsten Eyre in the air, if you will.
You saw that cut unfold. She came in from the left of screen. So that was Maureen Schmidt who got the goal. You saw her start that cut from a long way away. She wasn't just standing in the middle and then just trying to run out.
Yeah.
She dragged her defender out to the bottom side, and then gave herself a nice 25-metre foot race to the
Some
goal.
great forward thinking. Yeah, often in the end zone you think, I'll just beat him out in a foot race. She'll be right.
So Factory extend their lead to 4 goals. Should be nice. They've just got to put one in. They've just got to find their rhythm again. They've just got to get one goal just to keep this interesting. We know that they are capable of mounting a comeback. So discus land out of bounds. Let's have a chat about the call. I think King's got to take it from the sideline. So instead of calling the break. Stevens did an just asked.
So it would have gone back a few steps. Yeah, that's probably about right where you are, Laura.
Yeah, King just asked very politely, can we change our mind? And Emerson's gone, yeah, sure, why not? So that's why they've taken it from the sideline.
Oh.
Great grab under pressure from Malone. Sends it down the middle to Dorland. Latrobe. Good backhand on the throw this earlier in the game. Sanders. Good inside shot.
Great inside.
Just too far to reach for Dorland.
It's heading for the ground pretty fast.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw this earlier in the game when Sugar Magnolias had control of the game. There was just not much pressure on the throwers, and I think that they've, for whatever reason, Factory have eased that pressure off it. So now it's going to be a good time for for Magnolias to try and get one in, but they can't do it when they haven't got the disc. So now it's time to put in some effort to earn it back. Bobbin. High flag to throw up, but that's too easy for Wang.
A lot of away from the disc movement, but they're coming back now.
Emerson winds up, sends it long looking for
Buster
Bobbin,
Freeze.
who for her third goal, fourth goal. I don't know. She's up there. She's been on the end of plenty. But again, that was just the trust of the thrower. She saw Emerson with the disc in her hands and just took off.
Yeah.
No hesitation, didn't think about it.
Yeah.
And
up it went.
Here again, it's a nice little upfield gainer, and you see Bobbin just took off to the right of screen there. And Emerson just sent it out. Beautifully weighted throw. Pushed down a little bit by the wind, but she had enough space ahead of her defender that didn't really matter. And so it goes back the other way again. There just wasn't a lot of pressure on the throwers by Magnolias.
Yeah.
And you've got to do that a bit. You've got to put pressure on the throwers.
They've got to really look it in here. They'll have another shot on offense after this timeout.
Yeah, so another timeout's being called.
Yeah.
Score at 12-7.
Yeah, they'll have another chance coming back on offense.
So we're not, we're still less than an hour into the game. It's going at a
quite a speedy pace.
Very, very speedy paces. Again, we've mentioned earlier that the games go to either 15 goals or 100 minutes.
Yeah.
Whichever happens first. And if you get to 100 minutes, that score target gets reduced.
Especially at tournaments with a soft cap when they were hard cap. I've definitely had a full 2-hour game.
Yeah, definitely happened.
Not ideal.
And so our roving sideline reporters, Beck Walbridge and Daniel Clinton, we're down having a listen to those timeouts. What did you hear?
So the message from Sugar Mags there was just pretty much they're trialling lots of defense, so to just make sure they're communicating that really clearly to each other and to not stack so deep on offense. They said that they're giving lots of opportunities for Factory to get those run through Ds because they're starting quite back far in the field, just to move it up a little bit further forward.
And I listened into the Factory huddle. Very positive message there. They're very happy with how things are going. Laura Emerson, captain, asking for more, saying that we've got more to give here. Let's find it.
Thank you, Daniel and Beck. So, yeah.
More in the tank, hoping to close out the game.
Yep.
Also, more of the tournament.
Yep. Second game for the day, second game for the tournament for both of these teams. They'll play 5 pool play games across today and tomorrow. Then bracket play on Saturday and Sunday. We'll be covering it all weekend on Kayo, your weekday Kayo freebie. So shout out to anyone who's found the time today to
all players absolutely. See you later.
Thompson. Good shot up the line. There's Hill.
A lot of away from the disc movement, but it seems to be working now.
No one in front of her. She's looking for something, and King's got it now. They've crowded that top side now, so they'll have to work at just the near side, but Hill keeps going up there, finds Thompson.
Great movement.
Much, much better offense there from Newcastle. I think Factory were anticipating, we've got that locked down, so they're anticipating the lateral movement from Newcastle, so shaded too far back towards the camera, and it just allowed them, you can see there that Thompson was just able to, she started back towards the camera.
Yeah.
You can see see the factory defender there. I think it was, who's that? That's Jessica Needles on her, just throws the head back going, how did I fall for that one?
Yep.
The classic gag of just 2 steps one way and take off the other.
Yeah.
But if you're going to pull tricks like that, you've got to start pulling them now, because this game is at risk of getting away from Sugar Magnolias if they can't get a defensive break now. Because, of course, the factory can't run the clock down. You have to score a winning goal to end the game.
Yeah.
So they're just going to keep going attack. They're not going to ease off, as you see.
They've got the foot on the pedal, up on the gas.
Yeah, there's just no
Yep.
great crap there on the sideline. So that'll be a brick. So Laura Emerson going for a wander to take the disc. So they start from, definitively called the brick time that time, saying yes, we are definitely doing it.
No questions here.
So we can see this offensive spread from Sugar Magnolias. They're all gone back. It's kind of a zone. They're still near a player, but they're just covering a bit of territory. And there we go. They've left someone open.
Ah.
And that's Rosa Wang. You don't want to leave her unguarded. And just rushed it a bit too much to Lim. That was a terrific play, but just
Great
they got
gainer.
a bit ahead of themselves to go, oh, we're going to get this, we're going to get it done. So, huge opportunity here for Magnolias. You can see they're set up. They're really trying to probably shoot it long. If they can get it to a throw with a clear. There we go. There's the shot through the middle.
Very happy to send it backwards until that cut
Well,
develops.
having a long look upfield. She's gone back to Sanders. There we go, yeah. Just said before, they're just giving up those cuts towards the disc because the cutters are starting from so far away. Black puts it out to Sanders. Got Malone coming towards her, now has a huge run through block from Laura Emerson there.
Fly through, if you will.
Yeah, fantastic effort, getting ahead of Marshall. I think she sat on Marshall's hip, just all right, come on, throw it to her, throw it to her, throw it to her. Go on.
Taunt it.
Yep, and then
off you go.
And De Hoogs put it straight into the path of Daisy Ewan, who's knocked that away. And there we go. There's that long shot they're trying to get off. Stu tries to get a finger to her, but doesn't get enough on it. Doolan right on the doorstep. She's got Malone one out with De Hoog. Can't find her. Heads back to Black.
Great patience.
Black immediately looking to this low side to get it away from the sideline. Ewan now. They've set up their formation in the end zone. It's gone too high. There's numbers underneath it, though. And that's a goal with no celebration whatsoever.
Unless
because there has been an injury
way back.
So
where the huck's gone up.
So the original thrower there, I think, I'm not sure who that was.
A bit of
cramping.
physiotherapy occurring on the field.
So, okay, so what's going to be interesting here is if she called an injury at any time, play stops. There's no continuation on an injury call. So, by the absolute letter of the law, this should be coming back to this throw. However, it could be the factory could just say, look, everyone had played on regardless, so we're just going to let the outcome stand. So, the game advisors quickly came, like they're onto it. They've quickly come in to have a chat to factory. Let's see if we can listen into what they're saying.
I like Daisy sent it really quickly. Like, I'm tired. Like, I don't know.
I was up here, so I'm probably less of a judge, but I'm just aware that, like, they've been down there for a while. My point is more of Kira getting up here.
So yeah, just the conversation is just about whether the stoppage affected factory's ability to continue to play defense.
We're just trying to figure out whether it affected play or not. So it affected none of the players, but if you had been up there, that could have affected the outcome. That's what they're trying to figure out.
Yeah.
So Steve Baker there getting back to chat to Kira Bob and just let them know that's what the conversation is.
On the yog.
So
New rules are like, yeah, if captains, like if both captains can agree to divert from the rules, then you can divert from the rules. I'm going to stick with, I don't think that we should.
Leanne, is our captain?
My perspective is it didn't affect, but it's up to you.
Yeah,
If you think it didn't affect, then we can take it back. If you think it did affect, we can take it back. It's on you.
I'm going to make a call about
Okay.
So, I don't know why they're signalling contested. You can't
Was
contest
not
an
necessarily
injury
a
call.
call to be
But
made.
yeah, they're stuck with like the pure wording of the rules is that when the injury is called, play is stopped. So it should go back to when the injury was called.
Yeah.
Now the conversation is going to be
Where was that?
When was it called?
Yeah.
When was it actually? Not when the injury occurred.
Yeah.
When the stoppage was called, and where was everyone approximately? So no contention there at all. The teams just had a good chat, like trying to find the fairest outcome.
Great communication,
Yeah.
and absolutely fair enough. Like, if one of your defenders has stopped, potentially could have been down there to be where the action is.
Okay, so it looks like they're going to have agreed that it's going to be with where Doolan caught that long throw, which is probably
pretty close.
Yeah, probably the right outcome, given
Yeah.
the injury wouldn't have happened until after the throw. So that's probably where it should be. Now it's going to be up to everyone to make their best estimate of where they were at that time.
It'll be interesting how this call and the stoppage affects the rhythm of both teams as well.
If you're watching on demand, you can scrub back a few minutes and see if they are set up correctly. I'm going to assume they're not, but... And here we go. She's got the hammer over the top, and there... Oh, no! Oh. Kiara Black had to do the full 360 again on that one.
Asking a lot.
Yep. You get a finger to it, but when you've got the balance of your body where you don't want it,
Body's going one way, throw's going another way.
Yeah, it's hard to work out what the fingers are doing. So Anderson starts 64 from goal. A lot coming towards her. This is going to be a block. Sanders, look at that, run through D. Just, everything came at her. Nothing came away from her, which is what she was looking. So just left her high and dry. And Leanne King, who came on for the injured player earlier.
A lot of time to set up here.
Yep, what a play. You can have the disc in the hands here.
One open, one break. Gets the goal. Oh.
That throw is, again, we talked before about the good players make it look so effortless.
Yeah.
That throw just, she makes it look so easy, but that is so difficult just to get it to sit perfectly like that.
Especially with the pressure behind the defense to throw in the favor.
Yeah. So we see this run through block here. That was Sanders who just put the burners on, got through, and just this little flick of the wrist.
Yeah.
All spin, almost no arm movement whatsoever. Just flick of the wrist, put it out, and gave Kiara Black enough time to size it up. So that's we said at the start of this point, way back in a year ago, that this would be a critical one in the game, that Sugar Mags need to put it in to not let Factory run away with it. And so, at the risk of burning all our cliches of it, we probably have another one of those points, don't we?
Yeah. They're going to have to keep locking it in, popping the gas on defense.
As you said, a long stoppage can take that energy out of the game sometimes.
Yeah.
So there's not, even though they did get the goal, there's no real momentum to speak of. So they kind of got to reset, go again, and try and earn the disc off Factory again. But Factory have fresh new players on the field after a long rest, ready to run. Debman takes a long look upfield, finds Schmidt to Birchall. He's got a couple long, doesn't.
Not a lot of unders here.
That was great.
Happy to work between the handlers.
Yeah, finds Hap, who copped the defender on the way through. And
absolutely out of the hands.
Ashet Sanger happy, more than apologetic for that one, saying, sorry, I did not mean to be there. That's definitely your disc. Numbers into that corner, and a pick was inevitable there just to avoid the collision.
A lot of that up the line everyone's looking at.
Hill and Birchall agreeing that the stall count was on 3. So Hill, sorry. Birchall's got plenty of time to have a look at this. She'll Move it quickly.
Another
Edie,
pick's been
another
called.
pick yep. Tired legs. The cutting starts to get a little more direct. And straight line cutting often leads through traffic. So you see just off the left there, they can rearrange themselves to avoid any other collisions. So just...
They're absolutely capable of hitting that other sideline. Oh,
another pick.
and that's 3.
Yep. Yep, again, so the disc will stay with air. So again, it's good defensive pressure by Sugar Mags to stay close to their cutters, because their cutters are just, going in those straight lines because that fatigue's hitting them.
Yeah.
Yeah, finally finds space. And that's Edie with the goal. No, it's not, sorry, it's Debman. So a crucial goal there from Factory.
Taking them to 13.
Yeah, as we said, like Sugar Magnolias could have got that one and, put the ball back in their court, so to speak, in terms of momentum. But so yeah, got very untidy around the end zone there, but that nice tidy throw again. Just not a lot of arm movement, just all wrist. Just
sits out the back.
Put some spin on it and just trust your receiver. So 13-9. 2 goals for Factory ends the game. Sugar Magnolias have to keep scoring to keep it alive, because we're not going to hit the time cap. Still just under half an hour away, so the first whistle from the game advisor indicating that it's... So the offense has 60 seconds from when the last goal is caught to have their hand up ready for the next one. So 45 seconds generally is the warning. And then defense has another 15 to be ready after that 60 seconds. So that's what those whistles will indicate. Hill. That same opening move we see from Sugar Magnolias is that lateral cut from sort of top to bottom of the field as the rest of the attackers move towards the end zone.
Yeah. Had to work hard for that disc. Unfortunately, didn't come away from it.
Emerson winds up, looking long. Bobbin is underneath it, but Hill's gone second go. And Sugar Magnolias to have another go, but they've overcooked that throw. Emerson will restart quite quickly. Taking their time. Lim wants to get this one throw offense and finds Lowry, who has attacked that again, that high side. And that's Samara Nothard getting on the end of that one. So easy as you like that, just getting that offensive point in. And that makes the score 14-9, and we're just about ready to call this one over, you'd reckon, Yvette?
Oh, it's possible.
But the equation's pretty simple for Sugar Magnolias. Keep scoring, the game stays alive. So they will receive the pull on this one. So have every opportunity to keep it going. But they've struggled to get those offensive points in, though. It was 8-7 at half. And so since half-time, it's been, 7-1. So it's been fairly dominant scoreboard-wise for Factory. But you wouldn't know that from having watched the game. It still feels very back and forth.
Yeah.
But the difference is the Factory getting those ones in.
It'll be key. Yeah. It'll be key for Sugar Mags to maintain possession, really treasure that disc.
Yeah.
Take those 100%. Because, again, can't score if you don't have the disc.
Yeah, and they're not going to run out of time, so they don't need to rush anything. And another pick's called as I think King crossed the streams there a bit in the cutting. So, but King and
You have to be within 3 meters.
Do you have to be within 3 meters?
So what is this for?
Pick call.
Okay, so we've got to be. Okay, so the issue was because of where Zab was defending, I ran into her back with my knee. Is that just a stuff up because we're on the same team?
But then the pick stopped me from following you. So maybe it just goes back to this.
So you're calling a pick in that case, I'd say.
Well, it was a call, so I stopped.
Yes, I think Zab is calling the pick.
Yeah, if you're calling a pick, because if you understand.
Yeah, I'm not within 3 minutes, that's fine.
Yeah, just the players there just wanting to make sure they got the rules right more than anything. It's just not really contesting the call or anything like that. And a couple, 1, 2, 3 hands on that one. It was
a bit of a swipe.
Yeah, Marceau got first fingers on it, but you got to be certain of those ones. Edie with the no look to air.
Sugar Mags really have to put the pressure on here. It is match point for Factory.
And then they've really got to pressure these throwers. They can't just let them do whatever they want. Lowry.
Quite a far mark there, hopefully to take any big options.
Yeah. Trying to just make a throw on an angle, but there we go. The big shot over the top, looking for Debin. That's the goal. And that's the game. So Factory Flash from Canberra.
Final score 15-9.
So Factory Flash. As we see. Liz Dodd giving a bit of celebratory gun fingers.
Finger guns, yeah.
Yep. So a really good rapport between these two teams.
Yeah, some great communication.
Yeah, that's something we've really got to give both teams credit for. Is that they've because they've got their rapport, they've got a few probably ex-teammates in even with each other that has played in the right fashion. And we heard a lot of calls that were more about getting the right outcome, not necessarily the outcome their team wants, but we're not sure what happens. Let's make sure we get this right and keep it fair. So game played in probably the best spirit we've seen so far today.
Yeah, absolutely. And awesome to see from a highly competitive game as well. You know, especially during that first half, point for point.
Yeah. Righto, we're going to head down to Rebecca Warbridge, who's there with Kira Bobbin.
Hi, I'm here with Kira Bobbin. Congratulations on the win. You must be feeling pretty good.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a good feeling to come up with a win, yeah.
Now, this is the second game that you've won. So how's the team feeling now? That's 2 from 2. How are you feeling with this? Puts you in stead for the rest of the tournament?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident. We've got like that rolling motion. We just want to keep it up and keep playing really well and to like our best ability and just hold on to that.
Awesome, unreal. And how was your preparation leading up to the tournament?
Personally, well, I flew in this morning because I had a soccer game last night that I injured myself slightly, but I'm here and I'm feeling good. So my preparation is always just like look after my body and push myself really hard when I'm here at the games.
Awesome. And any focuses for the games coming forward?
Just personally, like make better cuts for me and just like get as many points as I can.
Unreal. Well, thanks so much for the chat. I'll let you get back to the Spirit Circle and pass over to Dan.
Oh, thanks so much.
Yeah, I'm joined by Maureen Schmidt. Maureen, September, there was a bit of a happening. What happened to you?
Yeah, so back in September 2020, I popped my ACL, which wasn't ideal. So that took me out for a year and a bit. So it's my first full 4-day tournament back, which is very exciting.
Yeah, and how are you feeling out there? Are you feeling good?
Yeah, feeling strong. I'm not used to the heat anymore. Last year I semi-coached and I was able to walk around and be rather chill, and now I'm combining the actual sun and running around. It's taxing, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling strong. It's nice.
And what was the rehab like with that knee injury?
Yeah, so it depends on everyone, obviously. I decided to go on a more conservative route. So I did the surgery back in November of 2020, and then I took the full year. Some people can come back at 9 months, but I work with a really great physio who works with AFL players, and so she put me through a full 12-month rehab process. There were a couple walls which were hit. Obviously, watching a lot of your friends kind of come back and they're playing a season and you're sitting on the sidelines watching, it can be a bit disheartening at times. But we've got a really good club back in Canberra, and Factory just was able to, at the time and even now, just really support me through it. And even now, they're just like, make sure you take it easy, don't push yourself, don't injure yourself. I have a bit of a gun-ho strategy, so they're really good at attenuating that. But yeah, it was frustrating at times, but definitely worth it. And I'm glad to be back.
It's great to have you back, Maureen. Thank you very much for your time. Good luck for the rest of the tournament. We'll go back to you, Simon Talbot.
Thank you, Daniel. And so, Factory with the 2-0 start, could not ask for a better start to your weekend, your 4-day weekend, as it were. So, Yvette, any final thoughts on that game?
I think we were discussing it earlier, but yeah, great spirit from both teams, like a great attribute to both of them for a really highly competitive game. when both teams really want it, it's easy to skew cause one way or another. But in this game, we definitely saw a lot of fairness, a lot of consideration for each other, which is the nature of the sport.
Lovely to see, isn't it? All right, thanks, Yvette, for your time. And we're going to take some time ourselves. So the next game will be on at 3 p.m, which is 40 minutes from now for our international and interstate viewers. Be sure to stay tuned, and we'll see you again for the next game.